So here represent was the correct answer. So what you really want to do is identify what is the subject of the sentence, right? They're adding these details about how these majestic creatures, and then this is all extra details, right? Depicted in stunning cinematography and narrated with compelling storytelling. That's just additional details. So I want to remove everything in between my subject and my verb. So what's the subject of the sentence? Well, the subject is creatures, right? Majestic is just describing the creatures. That's, not the subject. The subject is just creatures. So my subject is creatures, and creatures is plural. So my verb should follow suit with that, right? It has to be plural. So that's why represent is the best answer here. The plural verb represent agrees in number with the plural subject creatures. So I like to do this little trick, which is, if I have a plural subject and I'm trying to figure out what my verb should be, well, creatures, right? Would you say creatures represent the, resilience, etc.? Or would you say creatures represents the, resilience? Clearly, you would say this one, right? Creatures represent the resilience. You can kind of sound that one out. You wouldn't say creatures represents, right? And in this case, our subject is just creatures, but I like to sometimes just swap my subject. If I know it's plural, I'll replace it with like a pronoun so it's easier to read. So instead of creatures, you can say like they, right? They represent the resilience makes sense. They represent the resilience does not make sense. In this case, it's easier. You don't really need to do that trick, but yeah, that's why represent is the best answer choice. So we know represents is out. Now, we don't want to say has represented because this doesn't agree in number with the plural subject creatures. And was representing, has and was are also both kind of past tense. We're just trying to say that these majestic creatures represent the resilience of beauty and nature so that, it's still technically representing, right? It's nothing to do with the past tense.